I.S.U.P.K.
City to save blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We don't give a goddamn about no other nation. We here to help blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians because that's what our King, Jesus Christ, did. YAHANNA. Not this false homosexual white image, but this strong black man, YAHANNA, gave his life for black women that was raped, gave his life for black men that's been on drugs. Give me the scripture. That's brotherhood. That's brotherhood. That's real love. Like Mary J got that song, Real Love. She was founded in the I.S.U.P.K. So we do the will and the work of our Father. Give me the scripture.
1 John chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God and hateth his brother,
like that Christian disgusting pastor in the Christian church at Aretha Franklin's funeral that molested Ariana Grande, like the priest and prophet just brought out, he did what?
Hateth his brother. Oh, say he love.
What did he say he do?
Love. I love God.
That pastor say he loved God. T.D. Jakes say he loved God. Creflo Dollar, while he's stealing millions of $65 million from your grandmother, from our grandfathers, to go fund a private jet, say he does what? He loves the Most High. That's what Creflo Dollar and T.D. Jakes say. But the Bible said, if a man say he loves God, but do what?
And hateth his brother.
And does what?
Hateth his brother.
What did the child molester of Ariana Grande at the Aretha Franklin funeral do?
Hateth his brother.
What does T.D. Jakes do?
Hateth his brother.
What does Tim Kaine of Virginia and all your governors and your senators and your pastors do?
Hateth his brother.
Keep going.
He is a liar.
What is T.D. Jakes?
A liar.
What is Creflo Dollar?
A liar.
What is your Christian pastor?
A liar.
The Muslim imams?
A liar.
Minister Farrakhan?
A liar.
Your Christian pastors, Bishop T.D. Jakes, the same evil, wicked man that was grabbing that sister's breast at a funeral. I mean, give me a break. At a funeral, he is a liar. He say he say he love black people, but molest black people. Give me give me Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. Like we have to separate. We have to get away from the Christian church. It starts with getting a flyer. Come get a flyer from the Israelite School of UPK. Learn how to be a real woman according to the Bible. Learn how to learn brotherhood. We are here teaching brotherhood, the same brotherhood that Christ had for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You think Christ said, I got to know what borough you from? I got to know what hood you from in order to love you? No. Christ died for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's it. You got the scripture out? Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. Like, we have to understand, the Christian church is a goddamn lie. The Christian church talks a good game, but they don't walk a good game. The Christian church talk kind of wakanda. You got the scripture out? Keep going.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Read it again.
But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother?
The Bible said, whosoever. And what color is that in, brother?
Red.
It's in red, so that means Jesus Christ said it. What did Jesus Christ say?
But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause,
The Bible didn't say you can't be angry with your brother. The Bible said, whosoever is angry with your brother without cause, meaning if you hate another black and Hispanic man because he drive a better car than you, because he got better shoes than you do, he live in a better house, you angry with your brother without cause. That's no reason, that's ignorance. That's what we learn from the white man. We learn how to hate each other from the white man. Keep going.
shall be in danger of the judgment.
But a rich man is supposed to, a rich black and Hispanic man is supposed to take care of the poor of Israel, of the poor blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar asking for $65 million jets, and Jay-Z and Beyonce and Lil Wayne and Baby and all these rappers and P. Diddy, they got Dr. Dre, they got all the money in the world, but we still living in hell, still got ghettos, still got barrios, when you got blacks and Hispanics that's performers that got money and millions and billions of dollars. Keep going.
Oh God. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah,
Rakah, something evil. You tell a black man, because he or Hispanic or Native Indian, you tell your brother something evil for an unjust cause, because he living better than you. You jealous or you envious, you angry with your brother without reason. That's the Bible said that no, you can't be, you can be angry with your brother for a cause, for a reason. You cannot be angry with your brother if you do not have any cause or any reason. If he got better shoes and you hating on him, you're not supposed to do that. That's not brotherhood. And Christ is coming against these Christians and the Christian church, because the Christian church is the most selfish place on the face of the earth. You are only going to learn how to be more selfish and love yourself and not brotherhood when you go and step into these Christian churches. Keep reading.
shall be in the danger of the council.
If you have more, you're supposed to make sure that the poor have enough. You got more than enough. Your brothers and sisters shouldn't be starving. Your brothers and sisters shouldn't be getting molested in a church at a funeral. Your brothers and sisters shouldn't be living in the ghettos and the barrios and projects in Norfolk and Richmond, starving. Black kids out here are starving. Black kids don't have a home, but you got pastors, they got 65 bedrooms in one house. That's evil. That's not brotherhood. That's not the brotherhood that Christ died for. Christ was poor. Christ didn't have nothing. But he had brothers and sisters, he had brothers, strong black men that he taught around him. So like he was homeless, right? God. Christ was, the Jesus Christ that you learn about from the Christian church is not the Jesus Christ that's in his Bible. This is what Christ said. Keep going.
But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Come on, God. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
Like this scripture right here is describing how we should deal with one another as brothers. You shouldn't be angry with your brother without a reason, some silly, stupid, dumb reason, because he's living in a better house, and you shouldn't.
That brother bring it out. This scripture here, this is the things that Christ taught the disciples that was in the school that he set up. Outside of the disciples that Christ set up. See, what our people don't understand is this scripture is to build a word for our people. We are not supposed to have to call 911 and the white man show up and murder and take our sons and daughters away. This in the Bible is the instructions the Lord set up to raise up the army to govern and protect our people. We don't have righteous counsel and order amongst our people because our people are in Christianity and Islam and all of these other religions. Our people are supposed to be in the I.S.U.P.K. When it talks about a counsel and judgment, this is what it's supposed to protect, to keep 2 million brothers from ending up in prison. The righteous counsel from the men that the Lord set up in the I.S.U.P.K. is what's to stop our sons and daughters from getting murdered in our neighborhoods. The safest place for a black person is supposed to be where other black people are. But it's not that way because we don't have the counsel and the order that the Lord set up. The I.S.U.P.K is here to set up that order and that council to save the lives of our people. Because outside of that, we live in our life however we see fit. These scriptures is about protection so that none of our people get murdered, end up on dope. Don't you know, and you, according to the Bible, you're a man of the Lord. It is a man's responsibility to make sure that you and your family don't end up homeless. What preacher, minister, deacon, evangelist, or reverend made it their personal responsibility so that you and your family don't end up in the street, so that your son don't end up on drugs, so that your son don't end up dead or murdered? That's the responsibility. You got a question, brother? Yeah, step back a little bit, brother. Come out in front. No, you good. I just want to make sure you're in front. You got a question? Right. You got a question, brother? What's your question? Oh, okay, no sweat. Get his information. Get his information. You told him what you said? You a Muslim. Are you an Arab? Is your father, he's an Arab? So why are you a Muslim then? Because the Arab, you know, the Arabs put, you know, we not Arabs. You look like you a black man like me. We brothers. But the Arab, he's a different family. With our race, according to the Bible, the records of our race of people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Negroes, Haitians, West Indians, our people, our race, we are Israelites according to the Bible.
The Bani Israel was called the children of Israel.
No, not the Bani Israel. Those are Africans. Right.
No, the original children of Israel was black. Moses.
What does that mean, that they were black?
Moses was blacker than their street right there.
What does that mean? Because Africans are dark-skinned and so are East Indians. Arabs are dark-skinned too. But we are a different race of people. That's what our people fail to realize, is that all of your skin does not make you a race. That's how the Arabs, who are also Muslims, do you know what they do in America? They trade oil on Wall Street. They buy entire cities. I understand you. You know why you don't deal with them? Because you are not an Arab. You know who you should deal with? You should deal with your brother. You a black man. I'm a black. You damn right. We both black men. Well, guess what we should do? We can't be Arabs though, because the Islam is a way of life for a Muslim. But we not Arabs. So we got to do something that's specifically about making sure that my brother's life is straight, and you're going to make sure that my life is straight, right or wrong? Right. Just give your information right there at the table, brother. Yeah. We got your information. Just write your information down, brother. Write it down there. That's what our people need to realize, man. We brothers. You a black man like me, right or wrong? If the Arabs got a brotherhood, why can't we have a brotherhood? If an Arab go to another city, he got Muslim brothers there that can hold him down. Well, guess what? If we was tight together as black men, like the Arabs were with each other, we could go to different cities and states and never have to sell dope. Never have to murder each other. Never have to end up in prison. I can have a business where if you don't have no money, I can write off an expense and feed your family with my business. As opposed to trying to beg an Arab who won't say, you Negroes need to get yourself together. You ain't one of my people. Like, they don't deal with us the way we would deal with each other. That's why it said when you love your neighbor as yourself, you're supposed to love the children of your people. I care about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans because y'all the children of my people. And we are God's chosen people. That's what we need to focus on, man. Keep dropping it, brother.
Give him a powerful hand again. Give that priest and that officer a powerful hand. Give me Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. We're going to keep this train rolling. We're going to keep this train moving to continue to talk about, like what the priest and officer just brought out was so heavy and so right. Like, we have to understand, in the I.S.U.P.K, that's the only place you're going to get counsel like that last scripture was talking about. In the I.S.U.P.K, we're the only place that you will receive righteous counsel. If you were molested, if you were struggling on drugs and you're trying to get off of drugs, the white man just going to throw you in jail. The Christian church is just going to call the cops and they're going to show up and they're going to kill you. Like, we must come together like the scripture says, Zephaniah. We have to. It's a must. Give me the scripture, brother. You got it? Car. Give me Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. Salaki. Give me Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. Like, these flies, Salaki, these flies out today, they like Christians. They're annoying, unbrotherly. Just like a Christian. A good Christian don't know nothing about the Bible. A good Christian don't know nothing about being brotherly. They don't know these scriptures we pulling because all they want is your money. All they want is the tithes. When you should drop a donation in this bucket and support this troop. You got the scripture? Keep going.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of
The scripture, the scriptures say, and as much as you have done this. Now, let's first give a backdrop. This is Christ speaking again. Like these scriptures I'm pulling, your Christian pastor, he tell you that your brother is everybody, or your friend that the scripture talked about, that Christ talking about, is everybody. But let's keep reading and see what Christ said.
Inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren.
Christ said, inasmuch as you have done to the least of these my brethren. If Creflo Dollar ain't feed black people, if T.D. Jakes ain't help black and Hispanic women get off drugs, and black men get out of prison, keep going.
Ye have done it unto me.
You have what?
Done it unto me.
What did the scripture say?
Done it unto me.
Christ said, but because Creflo Dollar and Jay-Z and Minister Farrakhan and all these other religious black leaders and black politicians like the mayor Rob Emanuel, like all these Tim Kaine here in Virginia, like with all these leaders over black people, they have not done to the least of Christ's people, which are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. What did the scripture say?
Ye have done it unto me.
Christ said, you have done it unto me. Because you didn't feed the poor of Israel, because you ain't helped blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because you ain't give righteous counsel to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because you didn't help get blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians off drugs, you have done the same thing to Christ. The preachers flood the ghettos with drugs. They flood the ghettos with crack cocaine and marijuana. They run into sex trafficking like those pastors in Cleveland, Ohio, and Atlanta, Florida, South Carolina, Virginia, Hampton Roads, like everywhere on the earth that there's a Christian church, they have done to the least of our King Christ, Yahawashi Mashiach in the Hebrew. Give me the scripture.
That's finished.
Oh, we got three.
Come. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
All right, now give me Luke chapter 6, verse 31. Christ said, if you want a brother to look out for you, you got to look out for a brother. It's twofold. If you want a brother to get you some food and you ain't got no money, then you got to feed another black man, feed another Hispanic man in the barrios and the ghettos. Somebody look out. You want somebody to look out for your children? You got to look out for their children. You don't want somebody to murder and molest your children? Don't murder and molest somebody else's children. Your kids need a winter coat and you don't have the money. You want a brother to look out for you. You have to do that for another brother, another sister. Instead of talking about it like the Christian church, put it on Twitter and Facebook. Put it on Twitter and Facebook that you fed another brother, that you gave him some shoes and clothes. How we shouldn't hate and kill each other, but love each other. And that's what Christ preached. That's what Christ confessed. That's what the Bible is all about. Loving other blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Give me Luke chapter 6, verse 31. You got it? Read.
Luke chapter 6, verse 31. And as ye would that men should do to you,
like I just said, as men would do to you, just like you would want somebody to do for you, you should want to do that to another black man. If you don't want another black man hurting your children, don't hurt another black man or a black woman's children or a Hispanic man. It's that simple. Like, keep going.
Do ye also to them likewise.
Again, this is Christ speaking. This is coming straight out of Christ's mouth. Just like you would want somebody to do to you, you do to them. And that's brotherhood. And if we was to follow this Bible, come into the Israelite school, UPK, and learn this like we're supposed to, you wouldn't have the high HIV rates in the Hampton Roads area. You wouldn't have single motherhood. Wouldn't it be nice to help you raise your daughters and your sons, single black mothers? What if sisters helped each other instead of talking about Shaniqua, instead of talking about the sister across the hall? Like, that is not brotherhood. You're supposed to say, sis, I know your man has some issues, he locked up. I know you got some issues going on in the house with 4 kids. You trying to raise them by yourself. We just want to come over here every month and see if you wanted something on your bill, on your light bill. We want to come over here and help you out. That's what we do in the Israelite School UPK, because that's what Christ taught us to do. That's what our King, YAHANNA, taught blacks and Hispanics to do. Not to talk about that brother or that sister, not to go and berate that brother or that sister, but to go help that brother or that sister out. That's what the UPK is about, because that's what Christ was about. Keep going.
Do ye also to them likewise.
Like Christ said, do ye likewise to them. Do the same thing to that brother or that sister.
Nobody tell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it's worth something.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good wreck. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain, something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?